so much for coming tonight. While we all take our seats, I would just love to give another round of applause to our Alder Creek Middle School Jazz Combo. These guys are in such high demand that they have another event that they're going to right now. So we are so grateful that we got to enjoy their music while they were still here. These students recently competed in the Reno Jazz Festival at UNR, where the Jazz Combo placed second in the middle school jazz band combo category. Woo! And the ACMS Jazz Band placed first in the middle school jazz band category. Amazing accomplishment. A special thank you before the screen covers her up to their band director, Natalia Tomasello. Natalia, you may not know, was born and raised right here in Truckee. And the students and thank you also to the students who dedicate their lunch hour to practice and rehearse for these types of events. We are so grateful for them sharing their craft with us in this evening. So welcome everybody to the first ever Truckee community event. Or State of the Community event. Really appreciate everybody that is spending their evening with us here tonight. One of the most meaningful parts of this evening is the opportunity to bring so many agencies and special districts together in one place, because we have a lot of them. And our community often gets confused by who does what. So this is an opportunity for each of us to talk about what we do and shine a light on our accomplishments. We're also going to be sharing updates and hopefully help connect each other with opportunities and resources. To help guide us through this evening, I am really excited to introduce our District 5 Nevada County Youth Commission, who will also be serving as our MCs tonight. So thank you so much for your leadership. They're going to come up and introduce themselves and take away the show. Here you go.
Hello everybody, my name is Randy Garcia and this is my second term serving in the Youth Commission. This year I was elected as co-chair and I served part of the Youth Employment Subcommittee. One of the most meaningful opportunities I've gotten out of the Youth Commission has definitely been able to work with some of your guys' organizations. I know I've worked with the CHP and some others, and I'm excited to learn a little bit more about your guys' organizations. I'm going to pass it on to my colleague.
Hello everyone, my name is Estefania. This is my second term in the Youth Commission, and I am currently serving on the Accessibility Subcommittee. Some of my favorite things about being on NCYC is meeting so many wonderful people. I worked with many wonderful organizations a part of our community, such as the library, and I've met multiple people in the county, and I'm excited to be here with all of you guys today.
Thank you, Estefania. Hello everybody, my name is Iratz Aguilar Solorio, and this is my first term in the Nevada County Youth Commission, and I will probably be serving a second term next year. I am currently in the Teen Health Subcommittee, and I think that my biggest takeaway from being in Nevada County Youth Commission is just getting to know more people, creating connections, and getting to see the beautiful community we have that listens to the youth they have today. So thank you so much, and I'm excited to hear about your organizations tonight.
Hello everyone, my name is Rochelle Zarate. I'm also on the Nevada County Youth Commission for District 5. I'm serving on the Youth Employment Subcommittee, and I think that what I love the most about the Youth Commission is just knowing that you have a voice and creating all the connections that I have in the community, and I'm just really excited to learn more about everyone's organization. Thank you.
So first, we would like to introduce the Tahoe Truckee Unified School District. TTUSD serves about 4,000 students across 10 schools, covering 723 square mile area that stretches from Truckee to the shores of Lake Tahoe and across 3 counties, Placer, Nevada, and El Dorado. We're pleased to welcome Board President Dee Dee Driller, who will be sharing how the district is preparing our students for the future and maintaining a standard of excellence we can all be proud of. And before she begins, a sincere thank you to Superintendent Kirsten Kramer and TTUSD for hosting us here at Alder Creek Middle School, an exclusive and welcoming space that allows our community to come together for this event. Please join me in welcoming Dee Dee Driller.
Welcome. Wow. Thank you. Dee Dee Driller, Tahoe Truckee Unified School District. Good evening, and thank you to the town of Truckee for putting this event together and inviting us to be a part of it. I'm pleased to share a few highlights, just the tip of the iceberg, of the amazing things happening with our students and the Tahoe Truckee Unified School District. I'm speaking here tonight on behalf of our entire board members. Chris Hennessy, who is also in the audience, represents the Lakeside with me. Danielle Nishimori is here as well, and Kirsten Levac and Patrick Mooney are our Truckee, oh, maybe I should do this, our Truckee representatives. Let's see. That's why I'm here. I wanted to start with one word, obviously gratitude. TTUSD recognizes and appreciates this community for their unwavering, continual, and widespread support for all our students and schools every single year. Our success is directly linked to you, and we're grateful. TTUSD has seen incredible successes. Wait, can I just say, I want more than 5 minutes. Like that, there's a couple glitches. TTUSD has seen some incredible successes recently, and we're tremendously proud. 3 of our schools were recognized with top state honors. Sierra High School is a model continuation high school. Our own Alder Creek Middle School, where you are sitting right now, won the Exemplary High Achievers, and North Tahoe High School has the Beacons of Opportunity recognition. However, none of this happens in a vacuum. Our students and our school sites are constantly lifted up by the support of this community, by mentors, local business owners, our incredible nonprofits, volunteers, and the families and neighbors who want to see our kids thrive. On behalf of the district, thank you. Core value for our district is student voice. We value what they say, and we have learned that when we listen to our students, we make better decisions. A great example of this happened when an engaged group of students came to our board meetings to share their concerns about the environment and the climate. They didn't just want us to be aware, they wanted action. Their advocacy directly led us to creating an energy conservation and sustainability program manager position at the district level. This role monitors and helps reduce our carbon footprint. Student voice and actions are literally helping us preserve the very environment that defines our region. That same student voice has helped us guide our career in technology education, CTE, technical education, CTE pathways. We currently have classes representing 9 distinct pathways across our 3 high schools. These programs give our students a head start on real-world careers and open their minds to a wide variety of futures they can pursue. Our students have the opportunity to explore engineering and product design through classes like Onboarding, a student favorite, as well as welding and manufacturing, health and science and medical technology through hands-on classes like sports medicine, public service, including fire service, emergency medical response classes, and forestry, hospitality through our incredible culinary arts classes, and new additions like Intro to Law and video editing. Whether a student is heading straight to a career or towards a 4-year degree, these classes, along with our many advanced placement offerings, ensure they're ready for whatever path they choose. As a district, we're also committed to being great stewards of your resources. We know that living here is expensive, and we take fiscal responsibility seriously. Some exciting news is that we were able to capitalize on the district's AA1 credit rating to refinance our general obligation bonds. This move resulted in a $13.65 million, I'm going to say it again because I'm very excited, $13.65 million in savings for you, our taxpayers. That was huge. But being a good neighbor means more than just managing the books. It means leaning into our regional challenges head on. And we know that housing concerns are hitting our workforce hard. And to address this, our leadership team is thinking outside the box, and we're currently working toward building our own employee housing complex on a parcel of land owned by the district near Alder Creek Middle School. We know our teachers and staff are the backbone of the district. We truly have the best educators, and finding and retaining our incredible staff is a top priority for us. Holy moly, there's that 1 minute. Our teachers and staff support are the ones guiding and inspiring our students every day, and we want to make sure they have affordable housing opportunities so they can live in the community where they work. Once those needs are met, we anticipate there'll be extra units available for our local workforce. As the world continues to change, we are staying proactive. From the rise of AI to the challenges of cell phone use, we are updating our board policies to ensure technology remains a tool for learning rather than a distraction from it. We also are fortunate to have counseling and wellness centers in all of our schools. It has been an absolute game changer, allowing our students to show up to class ready to learn because they feel supported as human beings. None of these extras that make TTUSD world class would not have been possible without you. And thanks to the funding through property taxes and our regional parcel tax measure AA, we're able to provide our students with an incredible TK through 12th grade experience and maintain an exceptional school system. The district has been able to rely on Measure A for the last 37 years, which currently brings in approximately $5.6 million annually. The state of community school is strong, and with your continued partnership, the future of our students is brighter than ever. Thank you and enjoy the evening. Holy moly. Okay, can only go up from here, guys. Only up.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Our next presentation comes from the Truckee Donner Public Utility District. Truckee Donner PUD provides electric and water service to our community with a mission focused on delivering reliable, high-quality service while managing resources responsibly and keeping costs low and practical for customers. Joining us tonight are General Manager Brian Wright, who brings more than 30 years of experience in the public utility sector, and Tony Lalotis, who has served on the Truckee Donner PUD board since their being elected in 2010. Please join me in welcoming Brian Wright and Tony Lalotis.
Okay, thank you. All right, here we go. All right, welcome, and quickly today's agenda. Perfect. We're going to cover the value of public power and water, investing in infrastructure and performance, UAMPS, which we will define later, and our integrated resource plan, local watership stewardship, and our 100-year anniversary. So let's jump into it. Here in Truckee, we are blessed to have a community-owned, not-for-profit, locally governed water and electric utility. That is very rare. We're here to serve the community and not investors. The local control and decision-making process happens here locally, leads to better service and outcomes, and also better accountability. So balancing affordability, reliability, and sustainability is very important. Our goals are to maintain stable, competitive rates, which matter to the overall health and success of our community, and the goal of keeping the lights on and the water flowing in a sustainable way. So we'll jump into rates real quick, just so you all understand where we are in comparison with other districts. These are our water rates. The average of the other districts is on the far left. As you can see, Truckee Donner PUD is right in line with other agencies. And I will note that our bill is based on the 2026 rates. Other utilities are where their 2025 rates. A little bit of an old chart. Other agencies in this graph also receive property tax dollars and can apply those dollars to their infrastructure replacement plans. Truckee Donner PUD is 100% rate funded. We are not property tax funded whatsoever. So we strive to balance affordability with the need to invest in our infrastructure. It can be a challenge. On the electric side, we are fortunate to be where we are in comparison to our neighbors at Liberty and PG&E. As you can see, public power, which are the first four bars from the left, have much more competitive rates. We are responsible to you, the ratepayers of this, and not to our investors. So few utilities also operate in the environment we do, and we strive to balance affordability while investing in clean energy, service reliability, and wildfire mitigation. All right, your money at work, targeting the infrastructure investments to maximize benefits to the ratepayers. We have $13.8 million in electric capital budget this year, wildfire overhead system hardening, Martis Valley substation rebuild, SCADA reliability projects. We're investing $9.7 million in our 2026 water capital budget, which includes pipeline replacement and rehabilitation, tanks and pump rehabilitations, and the Hirschdale interconnection. In 2025, we replaced 7,300 feet of water main, 5 water tanks recoated, 2 wells rehabilitated, and the electric side, 6 miles of overhead hardening, and 3 circuits equipped with monitoring equipment. Wildfire mitigation and risk reduction and community safety. Huge part of where we are today and what we're investing in. We are emphasizing our work on vegetation management, overhead system hardening, and situational awareness. Our vegetation management budget went from $350,000 in 2018 to $2.5 million today. In 2025, we trimmed 11.02 miles of trees, removed 1,268 trees, and trimmed 3,672 branches. It has led to a tremendous increase in our reliability of our electric service. Water use and efficiency, we met the state 20 by 20% reduction requirements. We achieved a 31% reduction. We repaired 31 distribution system leaks in 2025. UAMPS and our integrated resource plan. We are a member of UAMPS, which is the Utah Associated Municipal Power Authority. They generate all the electricity, basically, that we purchase, and that is transmitted through the NV Energy transmission system. One thing to note, transmission agreements are regulated by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission. Our agreements are secure, with an NV Energy obligation to provide us service. Obviously, those services can be negotiated, but we will get transmission. TDPUD has a 60% renewable energy with competitive rates through our partnerships with UAMPS, and we work with our customers to manage the demand for future loads. We're working collaboratively with the Martis Valley Groundwater Basin, ongoing partnerships with NCSD and Placer County Water Agency. We take our groundwater management plan, we annually update it. It's very important to us. We have one of the best groundwater basins in the state. And we will continue to work hard with our customers to figure out, where we're going with water use and water efficiency in the future years. And lastly, proudly serve our community since 1927. So we are approaching the century mark. So there will be more to come on TDP's past, present, and future. And I believe we have a committee set up to start investigating how we're going to celebrate 100 years of providing this community service. So thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you for that. So next up is the Truckee Gunner Recreation and Park District. Since 1963, the Rec District has been providing recreation and park services to Truckee community, and today about 75% of Truckee's residents participate in a district program or use a facility each year. Please welcome General Manager Sven Leff. After working in recreation departments in Iowa, Nevada, and communities from all across the country, Sven says there's nowhere quite like Truckee when it comes to parks, programs, and community. Thank you.
All right, good evening, everybody. It's good to be here with you. My name is Sven. I'm the general manager with the Recreation and Park District. We reach from King Vale to Floreston in both Nevada and Placer counties. Basically, we exist to build community and bring people together through the parks and the facilities and events and the efforts that our staff and our board are able to do. We operate the Recreation Center, the Community Pool, Regional Park, Riverview Sports Park, the Arts Center, West End Beach, and a few other facilities that are just out of my brain right now. So at any rate, we've been doing this for more than 60 years, and we're grateful to be able to do what we do here in the community. So there are two significant updates I have for this year for this forum tonight. First, there are three major projects in the parks these next few years. Kid Zone has set up fencing in Regional Park just north of the rodeo grounds and is expected to really start after staging, the construction here anytime. They're going to be about a 2-year project. I know they hope to have the shell up for this winter so they can continue throughout the winter constructing indoors, and I believe they hope to open their doors late 2027. So that is, if you've been familiar with the Kid Zone project, is a massive deal for every volunteer and donor that's been involved with that. And we're very proud and excited for them, and that's going to really make a difference in this community. Secondly, this September, the Donner Lake Boat Launch will start a reconstruction project. It should only take between the Labor Day weekend and Memorial Day weekend. The district was able to secure a $1.7 million grant from the state to help us update the aged facility, whether it be year-round boating access, because the ramp is going to be longer and able to reach the low water, or it's the ADA site compliance, or it's improved bathrooms, and so many other pieces that go to the boat launch. It's going to be great. The challenge, of course, is for everybody who loves to boat on the water. It is the only public launch that we have. If you're a part of Tahoe Donner or the Donner Lake Property Owners Association, there are other launches available, but we'll be working as the construction schedule is really firmed up to advise when, if you're pulling your boat, we will be closing so you can plan ahead of that. But right now we're targeting September 15th. And when that is done, that boat launch is going to be something we're proud of and really enhances Donner Lake. And we're very excited about that piece. And then I think there's a few people in the room that know about the library. I understand they're moving from schematic design into construction documents and are targeting summer of 27. That is another exciting 10 or 15-year endeavor that will be affecting the western side of the park, closer to the 7-Eleven. And Regional Park is, if it's not already busy, it's going to get busier. And so all of these things, pardon our dust, a very real thing going on in our town, and that's pretty much just in the next 18 months. Now, second of all, we just adopted the first master plan for the district in more than a generation, and I only have time to give a real brief overview of it here. But it was an 18-month project with 3 windows of public outreach. I know many of you personally and had involved in it. Hopefully you feel really excited about it as well, because we're excited by the results and the large list of tasks that we have to work on. So what did we hear from the community? First, we learned that our Truckee community is very engaged with our recreation district. A majority of our residents use our parks, facilities, and programs regularly and have a high opinion of the value of our services. Our consultants told us they don't usually see rates as high as 50. Whoa, is this a problem? Do I need to do this more? The consultant said they rarely see rates like 55% to 76% of participation. They're typically in the 30 to 40% range. The other part that reflected this sort of community engagement is they said people are so intertwined into what we do is they pretty much hear about events and offerings and activities in the parks simply through word of mouth or through visiting our spaces. All of those really are the result of decades of building relationships, one handshake and one smile at a time. All combined, there's more than 120 recommendations for us to work on, organized into 8 categories. The public told us first and foremost, take care of what you've got before you work on expanding and building new and sprawl. These are in priority order. In addition, there are resources that we can work on, whether they're financial or partnerships, which are the lifeblood of the district, or simply bringing a better and a more efficient organization. The financial analysis by the folks in this project summarizes our finances as Holy cow, did I miss a slide? I just got my pages messed up. All right, of the things that we should be working on, these are the types of things the public said to focus on. Playgrounds, park bathrooms, shade, bikes, trails, improving our courtyard. Probably not a surprise, I'm seeing a lot of people nodding. If we were to expand in our facilities, the public gave us a big list of what's important to them. It might or might not surprise you, the top new construction would be an off-leash dog park in Truckee. Most of the programs and services people want, we're well equipped to start serving and offering. Many of them we already do because we have these facilities or partners that we can expand into to reach more people. Very cool side of what we do. The partnerships, this runs deep. 60 years of building these partnerships. I bet I would expect every organization that's represented in the room is up there. You work with us at some point throughout the year, and we're honored to kind of keep that connection going. That is building community. So, our master plan is available online. I didn't choose to read all of that to you for good reason. Simply tdrpd.org/masterplan. You can dive into the details. You know, the plan is 160 pages. The appendices total 400. It's really good reading material. I was hoping to at least entice you to look at the summary and the action plans. It starts one handshake, one relationship at a time. I'm the general manager. I am your servant, and I'm, excited to shake your hand. Please reach out if you got any concerns, any questions, any ideas. And otherwise, we just keep doing this together. Thanks, guys.
For a conversation about public service, public safety, working together, connecting with the community here in Truckee.
Let's start with quick introductions. Could you please tell us your name, agency, and one sentence about your role in the Truckee region?
Hi, my name is Chris Rardon. I'm the Lieutenant Commander at Truckee CHP, and our role would be the primary law enforcement agency on Interstate 80, and then the traffic law enforcement agency for all roadways outside of the town's jurisdiction.
Hello everyone, Danny Renfro, Truckee Police Chief. Our primary goal is to provide premier law enforcement services to Nevada County Truckee.
Fantastic. Thank you for having me. I'm Shannon Moon. I am your sheriff in Nevada County. I would say the prevention, response, investigation of crime in the unincorporated area of the county, so not within the premier areas of the town of Truckee. But also we provide all of the services for the county I'm also your coroner. I'm also your public administrator. I run the jail here in the Truckee area, and all of my staff are the bailiffs inside your courthouse up here in the Truckee region.
Your video was almost as cool as Chip's.
A lot of community members may not fully understand how your agencies work together. Could you guys explain who each of you serves in the Truckee area and how you guys coordinate with one another?
Yeah, so we work really well together. Obviously, we are on top of a mountain up here in Truckee, and we got to rely on each other. So the town of Truckee Police Department, we are responsible for everything that's in the town limits. So that's our primary jurisdiction, all of the town limits. Outside of the interstate, which Highway Patrol covers. So I can turn
Yeah, so most people think we're just freeway, we're just highway. The reality is we're every unincorporated roadway outside the premier jurisdiction. That said, if there is a law enforcement need within the town of Truckee, if Truckee PD needs further assistance, the sheriff's office needs further assistance, we are an agency that would be available for mutual aid or any additional need that they might have.
Yeah, definitely the unincorporated area is pretty large for the entire county, over 900 and close to 50 square miles of county. Your town, around 33, 34 miles. The rest of that whole area when you're on Interstate 80, I typically say when you're coming eastbound, so if we're the Truckee region, I'd say when you're going westbound, because that's you're coming from Truckee towards Colfax, everything on the north side of that highway, that's all the Nevada County. Everything on the right-hand side is the south side of the highway, that's Placer County. Because our county boundary is that beautiful Yuba River. So that follows the river. That's truly the jurisdictional authority. We have authority throughout any jurisdiction, and we typically do respond in mutual aid, because when you're calling 911 or you need law enforcement, you don't really care which agency shows up, you just want help. And we do that really well on the mountain, just because everyone has the scarce resources. We all try to get more resources. My CEO is here from the county, Allison Lehman, and Hardy. We need more resources at the sheriff's office. We've got to continue to push that. But we work so well together, and it starts with the foundation and the relationship. It's not in the middle of an incident. It's hanging out, asking each other what challenges do you have, and I'm really proud to work with these guys up here.
Thank you, Wilson.
Thank you so much. A lot of people may not realize that many of your agencies work through the same regional dispatch center. Can you explain how dispatch helps coordinate public safety across Truckee and Nevada County?
Yeah, so regional dispatch. So the dispatch center is actually part of the sheriff's office. In our main office, all of the dispatchers are in the Nevada City office where we have a dispatch center. We've always dispatched for the town of Truckee when they incorporated, and then when they became a police department. So we've always had the dispatch services for the town. In 2012, we took in the city of Grass Valley as a regional dispatch service. And we've always had the city of Nevada City. The city of Nevada City, about 12 square miles. I think they have 10 officers. Wonderful, premier law enforcement agency. So if anybody sees Chief Foss, you can say I'm trying to be a good partner. But when you call 911, that same person's going to answer. One person in our agency is going to answer. We're going to know where you are and which response for you to have. If it's not an emergency and you call a business line, your business line at Truckee PD, Grass Valley PD, and Nevada City PD also goes to that same dispatcher. And they're going to figure out which agency you need to go to. So as a regional response, I will say in an emergency, it works fantastically, because when we're used to being in chaos. We're used to, we kind of like to be in chaos, to be honest with you. We like the adrenaline of that. Not everybody does, and it's very traumatic when you need emergency response. You've just witnessed an accident. There's something going on. There's crime happening right now, you just want to be able to get law enforcement there. We love the regional response where you just make one phone call. We'll figure it out on our end who needs to go, and it goes over one radio channel. So my deputies that are working, several of them are here tonight, my deputies that are working up in this area, they're going to hear a Truckee PD call, they're automatically going to start rolling that way and trying helping them. When they hear the CHP having a major accident, again, we're also the coroner, so we're also making sure that we're responding to those calls. It just really works out when we start regionalizing services, so we save the taxpayers a lot of money by not having multiple dispatch centers. And for us, it works out great for us in the partnership.
Nevada County's Sheriff's Office recently added a sergeant and deputy stationed on the eastern side of county. What difference has that made so far for the community and your team?
So I can hit on that. So having a deputy up here, full coverage for the entire week, so 2 deputies and a sergeant is huge. So when we do have a coroner type situation, there would be sometimes that there would be a delay in response because they're having to come from the other, the west side of the hill. So with the deputies that are up here, that's a seamless transition. And in regards to investigating that crime and turning, if it is a crime or if it's a natural death, in order to turn that over to the coroner's office. So it's really beneficial. They're able to help us out with a wide variety of stuff. As I mentioned earlier, we are on top of the mountain, and so it is tough to, if we do have a larger scale incident, to have the ability to have officers respond to address that.
Yeah, and the only thing I'd add, I'm constantly looking at priority for resources, for the resources we have. We've always had Officer Norden, Deputy Norden up here. He's fantastic. Again, the unincorporated area, we don't get a lot of calls for service in the unincorporated area for crime. What we do have is a lot of search and rescue. So the government code, the California government code indicates that the sheriff will be responsible for search and rescue. That's pretty much what we do a lot of in our Truckee office. So having a sergeant who also runs our search and rescue unit inside the Truckee office, it just made sense for our team to say, let's place the sergeant from search and rescue in the Truckee office, add another deputy. The more deputies I get, CEO Lehman and Supervisor Bullock, right, we will be able to provide more with the limited services. But again, it takes all of us working together, and we do that really well. And I appreciate the staff that understand how important it is to get the mutual aid calls and the coroner calls and the civil calls. We run all the civil work for the courts, so we're serving subpoenas out in the community. We're doing all those things with the limited staff.
Very insightful, thank you. Truckee PD and CHP both expanded their motorcycle units recently. What are the benefits of having motorcycle officers in our region, and what kinds of situations are they especially helpful for?
Yeah, so they are very helpful for traffic enforcement. They're very maneuverable. They can get in places in order to enforce traffic. You know, our roadways are narrow in some places, and to get a big SUV off to the side of the road presents some challenges. So those motorcycles are very nimble and are able to enforce our traffic laws and really respond quickly to traffic collisions as well. Is there something else you want to add for yours?
Yeah, I'll just say that this isn't an expansion for us. This is actually a new program. Traditionally, the Highway Patrol has not dedicated motorcycle units to a mountain command. We are the pilot for the entire state. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But just to echo what the chief said, emergency response is our number one focus with those motorcycles. Everybody here knows the canyon can be very difficult to navigate, especially with construction and emergency incidents. So having the motors able to get down to an emergency rapidly, make sure we have the proper resources dedicated to that emergency is high priority. And then, again, like the chief said, traffic enforcement where it's difficult traditionally, these motors will be able to help us hopefully make the roads safer out there.
Thank you. What is one priority or goal your agencies are focusing on this year?
Yeah, I mean, the Highway Patrol's been doing this since 1929. Our number one priority is highway safety.
I think with the launch of our motor unit, it's really going to be traffic enforcement, pedestrian safety, as well as bicycle safety, and that includes e-bikes. So those are going to be the prime focus for us this summer.
Yeah, lots of love. I love the e-bike conversation. And I say the unincorporated area of traffic is the Highway Patrol. So when you call the sheriff's office in the unincorporated area and say there's a traffic issue, I say, well, we need to talk to the Highway Patrol, but we'll spend as much time as we can with the resources. Goals for this year, definitely, I will say incorporated. First sheriff is in 1851 in Nevada County. So trying to recognize we're trying to make progress with some things. We've come a long way in a lot of things we've done. There's still work in progress. We have an indoor firing range that we're in construction down in the Nevada City area to help with some of the training of the staff. I'd say on our Truckee side to commit and see the staff in the Truckee area and making sure that we're good partners by staffing the office. The jail definitely needs a remodel. I love sitting next to the hospital and you drive up and then you see the little Nevada County Jail. And I talk to Supervisor Bullock all the time about the potential for a remodel to really showcase. I do think it looks charming because it is a lovely jail. It's a 12-person jail it is for 96 hours of incarceration. So if you're not going to get released, you go down to the Nevada City Jail. So we do a lot of transport up and down the mountain with staff, but we're focusing on looking at a remodel, looking at maybe a larger maybe project, visualizing a project with Supervisor Bullock, and continuing to just provide the best service that we can for our community.
Thank you. Nevada County has recently launched a new emergency notification system called Nevada County Alerts. Critical public safety messages will come from Nevada County, Truckee Police, and Truckee Fire. Can you explain why it's important for residents to sign up?
Yeah, that, huge, right? We live in a wildfire area, and that typically is the number one question that I get in the community. Law enforcement has the authority to evacuate you and tell you must leave an area. And that's the role that we have. But we have to work really well with our fire partners and letting the fire teams come in a safe way. The alert system is just that piece of communication. Anytime we can communicate with you, you can provide the best decisions that you're going to make. If we're not communicating, if you're not getting reliable information, whether that's coming from the media, we try to make sure that we have a great media conversation with all of the media partners that we have, so that you get it on the radio, you get it on the internet, you get enough information so that you know where the fire is. The signing up for these things. Now, Code Red was our messaging, and of course they went under. So it was no longer an option. So we went through this whole process of making sure that we were able to find a product that we could get that information out to you. And that's the process that we're going through right now. And we do have tabling, we do have folks that can walk you through that. And it's just really important that when we ask you to leave, you do leave. I tell our staff that are in the incident command teams that I have, the number one role you're going to have as soon as you call for evacuations is you're going to start planning to repopulate, because we want people back in their homes as safe as possible, and that's the whole part of the evacuation and being informed and having those alerts.
And for those of you that are not signed up, James is back there in the back corner there for alerts, so go back there and get some information if you need.
And Alex.
Yes, and Alex as well, thank you.
Thank you. I hope everyone checks out James and Alex. What are some of the ways your agencies try to connect with the community outside of emergencies or enforcement?
Yeah, so the Truckee Police Department, I'm sure everybody is well aware of our canine friend Muggs. Muggs is usually way more popular than anybody in the agency, so that's just a way to start a conversation, to reach out to our community and understand that there is a person behind the badge, behind the uniform, and just really make that connection so people feel safe and secure and want to be able to work with us, because without you we wouldn't be able to solve crime. And so that's really a key component, that we can't do this by ourselves, and we understand that and recognize it, and it's a community effort. We all need to work and play and share information, exchange information in order to be safe.
Thank you so much. I love Mugs. Chief Renfro, for people who may not know about it, what is the Chiefs Advisory Committee, and how does it help connect the police department with different perspectives and voices in the Truckee community?
Yeah, so the Chiefs Advisory Committee is a group of about 13 citizens. We meet once a month for about 2 hours, and we talk about everything as far as police services, because from my perspective, when we are providing police service and law enforcement services to a community, we think that we have all the best ideas. And we think that we know, the best way to do things. And to be able to have that conversation and that group to really provide feedback and tell us better ways to do things, better ways to accomplish things. And then also to get feedback from them from how are we doing and what we can do to improve our services. So I know there are some Chiefs Advisory Committee members here in the audience. If you raise your hand real quick, that'd be great. Yep, 1, 2, 3. All right. Yeah, thank you for being here.
CHP has built a really engaging social media presence. How important is social media for helping people see the human side of law enforcement?
Yeah, I mean, the reality of our job is that we don't typically get to interact with people on a good day for them or in a situation that they want to be in, right? So there's not a lot of room in an emergency situation to be a person and just interact. Usually there's something that needs to be accomplished, an emergency that needs to end, and we all need to move on. And the social media side of our job allows us to show that even though this is how we have to be in these situations, we're still a human and we still have a sense of humor just like everybody else.
Thank you all for being here tonight and for sharing more about your agencies and the work you do in your community.
I have participated in Truckee Day for 19 years. My husband and I have participated since the very first Truckee Day.
Every year since it started, we've been the champions here.
What keeps me coming back is the community and meeting everybody here at the check-in station. I just love doing that. What keeps me coming back? I think it's the sense of community that Truckee Day brings. My favorite thing about Truckee Day is meeting all the people that come and finding out who my neighbors are.
I have been doing this for 15 years.
My favorite part about Truckee Day is probably about picking up trash a lot.
This is my second year working to pick up trash in Truckee on Truckee Day.
It feels great that we're able to do this year after year, and I see more and more people getting involved. We figure out how to make it better each year and how to be part of a community. So I just love it.
My favorite part about the participating on the Truckee Cleanup Day is to interact with the people and the neighborhoods and the different organizations.
It's a privilege to be a part of this town's great effort to clean up. I don't know any other town that does this.
What I love most about Truckee Cleanup Day is just the community aspect. I love that people in our community from all neighborhoods go out and are dedicated to picking up litter and keeping our community clean.
This is all about community. Look at how many volunteers are here. We have hundreds and hundreds of volunteers.
I think it keeps going in the community because the people that are doing it have the same reasons for liking it that I do.
The changes I've seen since starting this is more participation. It seems like every year it gets bigger and bigger.
It's a great kickoff to the summer season to get our town looking clean and our streets shining bright.
My favorite part of Truckee Day is about community and participating in my community and getting to know my neighbors.
Thanks to everybody for participating. It's our favorite day of the year here in Truckee.
We literally pick up tons of trash.
All right, now we'll hear from the town of Truckee. Incorporated in 1993, the town is responsible for many of the core municipal services that support the community, including public safety, roads and infrastructure, housing, public transportation, sustainability, and community development. Please welcome Mayor Anna Klaustad and Town Manager Jen Calloway. Since joining the Town Council in 2018, Mayor Klaustad has had a strong voice for climate action and sustainability. And special thanks to Jen Calloway, recently named one of the top 10 town managers in the nation, whose vision helped bring tonight's community gathering together.
All right, hello again, everybody. Anna Klövstad, your current mayor. It is an honor to be here with you tonight. So brief introduction. This is my 8th year serving on Truckee Town Council, and I have to say that it has been such a pleasure serving this community. Things like Truckee Day is just amazing. Truckee continues to be a community defined by resilience, innovation, and collaboration. Over the past year, we have focused on moving from planning and programming into implementation in many of our programs, and we'll talk about that tonight. We're turning the vision of the Truckee 2040 General Plan towards the operational assessment towards real projects, real investments, and real results for the community. Our work remains centered around our core services. Of course, we're going to plow your street, your roads, and we're going to make sure that our police is responding to your calls. But the council also has 5 strategic priorities, and real briefly, that's housing, infrastructure investment, emergency preparedness, environmental stewardship, of course, and community connection. We'll talk a little bit more about those in a moment. So, but the story of this year, in my opinion, is momentum. We are really doing things. We are building housing. We are investing in large-scale infrastructure projects. And as you heard, we're preparing for our future emergencies. So we're doing all of this while also maintaining the character and quality that makes Truckee a special place to live. So now I'd like to have Town Manager Jen Calloway talk a little bit more detail about some of those items.
Great, thank you, Mayor. My name's Jen. I am your town manager, and it is surely a privilege to do that. I love my job every day. And Andrea, I'm sorry, I'm going to go off script. Andrea is over here in the corner, and she is doing all of our interpretation for us tonight. It's a really difficult job, so Andrea, thank you for that. I also want to make sure we acknowledge our communications team. We have Braun, Hope, and Mariah who made it all happen. So we've said, let's try this, and they put this all together. So thank you so much for all of that. Much of what we do at the town, they are considered core services. So about 85% of our day-to-day activity is what is making Truckee livable and functional and safe. It is what our staff primarily focus on, and we have an incredible staff at the town. I'm biased, admittedly, but I have not seen a team that is more dedicated to the mission of serving this community. They enjoy what they do, and they show up every day truly committed to that passion of theirs. Our core services are the reason we incorporated. It is our streets, our road maintenance, plowing snow, our land use and planning. It's our public safety and our premier police department, which I totally agree with. This year, our town staff, they're doing it all. We're delivering those essential services, and we're trying to meet your expectations in every way that we can. Our police officers are responding to calls. We're constantly growing and trying to do more and more in terms of community policing and everything that means. We're currently in our budget cycle this year. Right now, Council will be having their next 2 budget meetings at the end of May and early June. We're proposing to add another police officer position to help them respond to those calls. We're also planning for the future of our public safety. We have infrastructure needs, we have equipment needs, and we know that's about 10 years out. We're planning now so that the community is set and ready for when that happens. Our public works crews, they're maintaining our roads, as I mentioned. We have 165 miles of road in Truckee that they maintain every day, whether that's potholes, striping, snow removal. To put that into context, that's like driving from Truckee to Napa. So it's quite a lot of roads that we're maintaining. Our planning and building staff, they're coming in every day and they're trying to be helpful and responsive to really measured growth in our community that we've heard our community wants, but also reflecting that community character that we hear is so important to our community. We're thrilled that we're launching our new permitting software system. It's known as Cloud Permit. The first module is the building module. It's in a soft launch right now, so we're still testing it out, but we're already seeing improved efficiency and enhanced customer experience. Another fun state mandate that we're working on with all the other communities in our county and Nevada County is the housing element update. The state mandates that we do this housing element update. We have about 1,500 units of housing that we have to find zoning for, and that is a number that the state has given us, so we have no choice. We have several community meetings coming up at the end of May, early June, to finalize that draft and submit it to the state for their first round of review. Our final deadline for approval is next year in May of 2027. It takes about a year to get through that approval process, so we're on top of it and getting that in as quickly as possible. These are not always the most glamorous of services that we do, but they are often some of the most important. And we do all of this with a really solid budget. I'm really happy to say we're doing well financially. Our revenues are stabilizing. We're not in the boom period that we have been in since COVID. Everything's starting to stabilize, but we have a proposed budget that's about $105 million. $63 million of that is our operating projects and expenditures, and another $42 million is our capital projects. That's the roads paving that you see every year, our roundabouts, our public art. As Truckee grows and continues to grow, it's going to happen. Our goal is to continue to provide those responsible services and use your taxpayer dollars responsibly. So thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for the staff and all the agencies for partnering. And Mayor Klostad, I'd love to hear about the council priorities.
Come on in. Okay, as I mentioned, we have 5 priorities. Oh, yes, somebody's got to click. The first one being infrastructure and mobility. So this year marked a significant progress point for townwide connectivity. We're launching our new active transportation plan to improve bikeways and pedestrian safety. So please contribute your insights. I know we do a lot of surveys in the community, but that one I'm really hoping you respond to. Our road maintenance project this year includes over 13 miles of roadway repaving, so that's focusing on Donner Pass Road and Northwoods. We're looking also towards the future of the Truckee River Corridor, and this is through our River Revitalization Playbook. We're working with 3 catalyst sites to understand the barriers to revitalizing both East and West River Streets, because we want to activate that area of our community. These efforts are part of the generational work, ensuring that Truckee is prepared for families and the workers of the future. The second priority is emergency preparedness and wildfire resilience. So let's face it, living in the Sierras, resiliency is a necessity. So 5 years ago, the council established the Division of Emergency Services to focus exclusively on preparedness and recovery. Currently, the town-wide evacuation assessment is underway, and this will provide us with the critical data we need in order to execute emergency egress planning should it be necessary. We are also investing in roadside vegetation management to make sure we have defensible space, and updating radio systems for our police department. We're developing a roadmap to recovery to ensure operational continuity should a disaster occur. These are critical services for our community. These investments are focused on protecting lives, neighborhoods, and our community. The third priority is housing and community vitality. Housing remains one of the most complex challenges in our community, but we are making progress. We are thrilled to announce that we will be doing the groundbreaking very shortly on Edmonds Loft, which is a pilot project that's going to produce 12 units of deed-restricted workforce housing. This was a very creative process with the town. It was some property that we owned, and we're really excited about that. Our lease to locals and rooted renters programs have already housed over 900 community members. So this is our workforce and their families. We are so proud of this program. And as a matter of fact, this program is being replicated throughout the United States. And that's a pretty serious compliment to our little hometown. Additionally, we've partnered with regional health and nonprofit leaders to open our first ever year-round navigation center, which is providing shelter services for our unhoused neighbors. And looking forward, we are also exploring now innovative solutions specifically for senior housing. We just added that into the work plan on Tuesday. And fourth priority, environmental stewardship. Truckee continues to lead on environmental sustainability with practical, grounded solutions. This year, we have been focusing on building decarbonization and electric vehicle infrastructure for our community. We're also growing the Truckee Mountain Filtered Initiative, promoting our amazing drinking water straight from the tap. And this is in partnership with Truckee Donner Public Utility District. And we're really proud of our clean, delicious mountain tap water. And soon, this program will also be introducing, or our environmental program will be introducing heat pump incentive programs to help our residents lower both their carbon footprint and improve their quality of life. So we're really excited to see that program come to fruition. And finally, community belonging. A vibrant community is one where everyone feels they belong. We are continuing to implement our IDEA plan, which is inclusion, diversity, equity, and accessibility, to ensure our public spaces and our services welcome everyone. We are also expanding our Spanish language, as indicated by Andrea doing our translation here and on many of our communications, because we really value the contributions of our Spanish-speaking residents. We are also, through the IDEA program, honoring our veterans and our better engaging our seniors and our youth. And speaking of our youth, I'm especially proud to announce that Truckee is launching their own youth commission. This gives our high school students a direct seat at the table to help shape the future of their town. And for everyone looking to connect with their neighbors and all of these great agencies that serve our region, please mark your calendars for the Community Block Party on September 17th in downtown historic Truckee. If you weren't there last year, you missed out, so don't miss this year. So much fun. In closing, Truckee's future is bright. Beyond our local projects, we're using our legislative platform to advocate for community values at the state and the federal level. And these include a host of things. We just approved our update last Tuesday, but the two things that I think this community is probably most interested in is we opposed the sale of public lands, and we opposed the funding cuts to the U.S. Forest Service, because those would have had very significant impacts in our region. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. So, the progress we see today is the result of years of collaboration. Our 2040 General Plan envision is a resilient mountain town where families and businesses can thrive. Today, we are no longer just planning for the future, we are building it here in Truckee. So, thank you to our staff at the town of Truckee and to our partner agencies that are helping us build that. But most importantly, thank you to all of you, the residents of Truckee. You are the ones that make this community special and make Truckee an amazing place to live, work, and play. Together, we are shaping a community that will remain uniquely Truckee for generations to come. Thank you.
All right, we'll now hear from the Truckee Tahoe Airport District. The airport district has become a national leader in aviation sustainability efforts, including becoming the first airport in the United States to offer only blended sustainability of aviation fuel. Representing the district tonight are General Manager Rob Etnier and Board President David Diamond. Rob brings extensive experience in military service, local government, airport administration, and strategic planning. David, first elected in 2020, brings a unique mix of experience to the board as a private pilot, volunteer animal rescue pilot, author, and musician with a background in marketing and technology. Please join me in welcoming Rob Etnier and David Diamond.
Hi everybody, I'm David Diamond. How many of us started? I just want to ask you a question. How many people here are pilots who use our airport regularly? Look around the room. This is important. because the vast majority of the people who live in our region do not use our services directly. You've elected a board that's on the airport that cares about that and does what we can to increase the benefits of the airport district to everybody and decrease the impacts of the airport district to everybody. A few years ago, in doing that, in my opinion, the airport district made a fantastic decision in hiring a general manager who has turned out, again, in my opinion, to be a fantastic partner in making these crazy harebrained ideas that the board has had for giving back to the community, making them realities and turning them into programs that exceeded my expectations and I think are fantastically run and doing a great job of impacting our community positively. I hope you agree when you see this. Mr. Rob Ettenheimer.
Thank you, David. Do we need to stand up for a second? How are we doing on the stretch? Everybody okay? Well, let me follow up with that with just asking, how many people here have flown in and out of the Truckee Tahoe Airport? Excellent. And how many people, by show of hands, have eaten at the Red Truck Cafe, or been at the airport playground, or been to the air show? Okay, so we it's good to know, right? We have a wide use of the airport, and we have a variety of use of the airport. And what's really unique about this premier Truckee Tahoe Airport is that we think about the entire community of the Truckee Tahoe area for what we do and what we prioritize. So when you see things up here on the board like the $11 million, that's what we've focused on these last 3 years of putting back into the community, making this a community partnership between not just the airport, running a sound operation there with 2 runways, 227 hangars, and the Red Truck Cafe, but also partnering with all the partners you see in the room here today, a lot in the back of the room, to try to make a lot of programs come to life for the entire airport district community. So that's things like partnering with the Truckee Regional Library Initiative to build a new library here. That is working with fire suppression with the fire districts and the community service districts across the North Lake Tahoe area and Truckee area. That is working with STEAM education programs, Boys and Girls Club, the Mission to Mars, the Civil Air Patrol, are all programs that we are focused on a regular basis. But let me talk about the highlighted big programs we have going here lately. That is, the last 3 years, we've partnered with the fire districts and the fire departments inside the community service districts and state parks to fund almost $2 million a year for the last 3 years. And that's those projects you see up there, 1,776 acres across all the North Lake Tahoe area, really focused around the built community, trying to reduce those ladder fuels around the built environment so that we can stave off wildfires that might be approaching their community. Keep those flame lengths really short and small so the firefighters can do their job and keep that fire out of our community. So that's been a great partnership. Great focus of effort from the board of directors who has prioritized this with our surplus resources and put it back in the community in a big, impactful way that benefits everybody in the region. And we're really proud of that effort over the last several years here. The other things that we've been worked on, you've heard the introduction here, sustainable aviation fuel is something we've prioritized. We're actually the only airport in the United States only offering sustainable aviation fuel. I almost want to say it twice, and I will. We're the only airport in North America offering sustainable aviation fuel, and that's all we offer to our jet customers there. And it's been a long road to get there. Trying to acquire the supply chain to do that up here in the mountain community has been very difficult. But we've got to the point now that we're an industry leader across the U.S. We talk about it on a regular basis across the general aviation industry about how to do this and how that benefits the community by reducing the life cycle carbon emissions for our aviation community. The other programs that we have been working on here, you see a little small note up there, a little logo that we use, not the air show logo, but those little terms below it, little catchphrases: fly safe, fly quiet, fly SAF. Those are programs that we really focus on. I've talked about the fly SAF piece, the sustainable aviation fuel. The fly quiet piece is we really partnered and recognized Partner with our pilot community to recognize that we have a lot of built environment in the community around the airport. Our runway departures and approaches, try to help the pilot community understand their impact in flying and the noise impact that it has in our local community. So we have a concerted effort to reach out to the community, our pilot community, to let them know what their impact is, and we prioritize reducing our hours, reducing our impact on our community, our living community around the airport. The last one is Fly Safe, and it's a new program we started in partnering with the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, to run a professional development program to work with our pilots as well to up the game on what it's like to fly in a mountain community and how to be safer, how to be more proficient at what they're doing. And we've had a tremendous turnout over this last year of this program. We regularly have meetings. We had one last night with over 80 people attending, both online and personal in the room. So that's about 60 people in the room, 60 pilots here locally flying. They're coming in and talking about what it's like to fly in this mountain community and be safe doing that. So we're really proud of those initiatives, the Fly Safe, Fly Quiet, Fly SAF, working with our STEAM education programs across a variety of activities in the community. And lastly, running our air show. We have an air show coming up again this year, June 20th, out here at the airport, 9 a.m. to about 2 p.m. Come on out and enjoy some great entertainment, some food trucks that will be there, and not only stuff on the ramp of a variety of aircraft, but stuff in the air that you'll be completely entertained by. And you also can learn more about what the airport's doing from a budgetary perspective there at the airport for what we're doing for our hangar attendants and a variety of other activities we have there and what we're doing for the community, more details. And of course, like the event tonight, we're going to have a lot of community partners there to talk to you as well. So thank you for your time today, and I look forward to talking with you here in the near future. June 20th, Air Show.
Our next presentation comes from Sierra College. Since 1936, Sierra College has focused on providing accessible, high-quality education, and today serves more than 18,000 students annually across its campuses in Rockland, Grass Valley, and Truckee. The college offers affordable higher education opportunities ranging from career and technical education programs to transfer degrees, lifelong learning, and community education courses. Representing Sierra College tonight is Dr. Kim Bateman, Executive Dean of the Tahoe Truckee campus. In addition to her leadership in higher education, Dr. Bateman has a diverse background in psychology, communication, and community-centered work, and has presented nationally on topics ranging from leadership and humor to grief and human connection. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Bateman.
I'm going to run you through a rapid version of an activity that I used a few days ago with 215 eighth graders from ACMS to introduce you to Sierra College. I want you to imagine that you are on a small commuter plane. You're flying from San Francisco to Reno, and you are over Desolation Wilderness. It is February 2023. Do you remember that year? There's 30 feet of snow on the ground. And as you approach the mountains, you look in the distance and you see the dark clouds. And there's a little bit of turbulence. And you reach down and you pull your seatbelt a little bit tighter. And the plane starts bucking up and down about 20 feet. And then you hear an ominous sound. Beep, 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 beep. And you reach down, put your head between your legs. You hear the pilot come on and say, "I'm sorry, we lost an engine." And you start going up and down and up and down, and you hear a boom! And it's all black. And when you open your eyes, you realize that you are one of the few survivors in a plane crash. You are 40 miles from South Lake Tahoe. It is 10 below degrees at night and about 15 degrees in the day. Your radio is broken. Your cell phones don't work. Your pilot and your co-pilots have died. There are animals running around. There are children running around. There are people who are very, very injured. And you have to make some decisions. I want you to look at this list, and you get to stand up and tell the person next to you in 20 seconds or less, if you could only have 3 of these objects to take with you to survive. Now, nobody knows where you are. What 3 objects would you pick? You have exactly 20 seconds. Stand up and tell your neighbor. Which would you take? I don't want to have gender stereotypes here, but almost every 8th grade boy said the gun, and almost every 8th grade girl picked the chocolate bar. But we're trying to get at anything you could get to make a fire, right? You want to be able to keep warm at night. But more importantly, I want you to think about what you would do naturally. Would you take care of the sick people? Would you care for the children? Would you go get help? Would you fix the radio? Would you build shelter? And assume that there are other people who would do the things you don't. Not what's most important, but what you think you would be best at contributing to your group. So I want you to pick one of these. And if you can't read it, it says, take care of the injured, care for children, animals, build shelter, fix radio, entertain or help with morale, organize and lead, go get help, or keep the order and civility. So I want you to think about what you would do naturally, and now I would like you to think about what skills you would need to be able to perform that function. And then I want you to think about what jobs in real life you could have that would use those skills. And I have 1 minute. Oh, gosh. All right. So I go through this with the students about some of their career options, and then I have them say, I ask them to raise their hand, how many do you think you'll need from college to get where you're going? And almost everybody does. So these are our interest areas for our academic for credit pathways at Sierra College. I explained to them that we have community education, OLLI, which is aimed at people over the age of 50, as well as for credit. Current high school students can attend for free and earn both high school and college credit. You can also do first 2 years free. The numbers make sense. In terms of tuition coming to a community college, even if you start in high school, my daughter actually started going in 10th grade, and she ended up going to a very fancy private school and transferred in as a sophomore, which saved me $95,000. So it can help you as a leg up. It's right here in your community. It's bond supported, small classes, and just like today, we do not think of you of life as a spectator sports. We think you as a participant. Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from the Tahoe Truckee Sanitation Agency. The sanitation agency provides regional wastewater treatment services for communities throughout the greater Tahoe Truckee region, supporting critical infrastructure that helps protect public health and the environment across multiple local service districts. Joining us tonight is Liz Cook, Chief Financial Officer and Risk Manager for the sanitation agency. In her role, Liz oversees the agency's financial administration, including budgeting, reporting, and regulatory compliance, while also leading efforts to identify and manage operational and financial risks that support the agency's long-term stability. Please join me in welcoming Liz Cook.
Thank you. Oh, I'm loud enough. I probably don't need it. Thank you and good evening.
I would like to start out by telling you what the Tahoe Truckee Sanitation Agency isn't. It's not the trash. We spend a lot of our customer service moments telling people we're not the trash. We've learned a lot about the trash. We try to help everyone in the Truckee community with their trash crisis. Mainly, we just pass on their 800 number. What I will tell you is that the Tahoe Truckee Sanitation Agency is your premier wastewater treatment facility. Thank you for that, by the way. That's going to get a lot of mileage. Yeah. TTSA, as we like to call ourselves, was formed in 1972 to protect regional water quality and provide wastewater treatment for communities around Lake Tahoe, Truckee, and the Truckee River corridor. TTSA owns and operates the Truckee River Interceptor, or the poo pipe as I call it. No one likes that I call it that. It's 17 miles, and it's what brings your sewage to us at the wastewater reclamation plant. We serve 5 member districts, which is why several of you have probably never heard of us, and including North Star, ensuring reliable and safe wastewater treatment for the entire region. We've been out of sight, but always in service for years. You're welcome. Why is change needed now, and why do we want to come out from behind TSD, which you'll learn a little bit more about in a few more presentations, and talk to you in the community and let you know who we are? Much of TTSA's nutrient removal infrastructure is over 50 years old, so am I, and requires increasing maintenance to stay operational, so do I. The 2022 Master Sewer Plan originally recommended rehabilitation of our aging systems. But after COVID era increases, everyone's facing them, it turned out that that was going to be the more expensive option. So TTSA took a little bit of a pivot. They reassessed long-term costs and found that building a modern replacement facility would be less expensive over time than attempting to rehabilitate an outdated infrastructure. The estimated cost, wait for it, to rehabilitate today would be close to $400 million. The estimated cost of a new facility, only $300 million. $100 million in savings right there. The new approach is what we're calling the Clean Water Revitalization Project. You can scan the QR code or go to our project website to learn more about it. But what will this new facility do? This project will replace our existing nutrient removal systems with membrane bioreactor technology. Sounds cool, right? MBR. What will MBR do for us? It's one of the most advanced and reliable wastewater treatment methods available. It helps us have higher treatment reliability. It dramatically reduces our chemical usage dependency. We have better automation and operational stability, and a smaller footprint. What can I tell you about our environmental stewardship and our future regulations? Well, we already meet some of the strictest regulations in the country. Although regulatory changes aren't currently anticipated, this project prepares us to meet future requirements that could be more stringent if that ever becomes necessary. What does this mean for ratepayers? There isn't a person in this room thinking, what is this going to cost me? Well, after 12 years without increases, TTSA did approve a phased rate adjustment from 2024 to 2028 to fund our major capital needs, preparing us for this world. A new rate study is underway. RFPs are sitting in my inbox right now. That's what I have to work on next week, so that we can reflect the shift in our CIP in our updated rates. The goal is simple: long-term financial responsibility while protecting public health and the environment. Our commitment to the next 50 years. Just as the region's leaders took bold action in the 1970s to protect Lake Tahoe and the Truckee River, TTSA is taking bold action now. We want this wastewater facility to treat the future generations of wastewater, and this is how we're going to do it. If you'd like to learn more about our website, just like we said, you can take a look at the website. There's community engagement opportunities that are coming out, and those dates will be provided for you there. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to all of you tonight.
All right, our next presentation comes from the Truckee Fire Protection District. Truckee Fire has served the community since 1894 and operates as an all-risk district. This means they respond to all kinds of emergencies across the regions, from fires and calls to rescue to hazardous material incidents and wildfire responses. Representing the district tonight is Fire Chief Kevin McKechnie. who has served as chief since 2022 and has been with the fire district for 25 years. A Truckee High School graduate, Chief McKechnie reflects a tradition shared by many within the organization. Local firefighters who grew up in the region and now serve the community they call home. Welcome, Chief Kevin McKechnie.
Thank you. Very nice introduction. Well, as you said, I'm Kevin McKechnie, Fire Chief, Truckee Fire Protection District. We're here at the State of the Community. And the state of Truckee Fire is outstanding. But we need some more space. So I'll talk a little bit about who we are, what we do, and then about a project we'd like to get going with. So Truckee Fire, we're a full-service fire protection district. What does that mean? That's all risk emergency response, right? Just like she said, fire, rescue, hazardous conditions, emergency medical transport. Crews are running over 3,000 calls a year. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Along with that, we have a fire prevention division. Right, so we're implementing the fire code, doing fire investigations, public education, and of course we have our wildfire prevention division. That's Measure T. I think everybody loves Measure T. And we've been around a while. So we've been serving this community for over 130 years, since 1894. So pretty cool organization to work with. So a little bit about our service area. It's big. It's 125 square miles, covers all of the town, areas of unincorporated Nevada and Placer counties. We serve that with 4 stations, 24/7. Total operational staff of 42 response personnel. They're assigned to 3 shifts to cover that. And then there's admin and fire prevention. We're packed into Station 91. That's right there in downtown Truckee. We can have upwards of 20 people showing up there, taking up all the parking. 7 of those are admin positions. Fire prevention has 4. And wildfire prevention, a little bit seasonal with 5 to 10. Then, of course, we got a lot of buildings, a lot of equipment to take care of, and 3 members in our fleet and facilities. But we need more space. The community it's growing. It's evolving. Truckee Fire is still in buildings from the 1950s. We're bursting at the seams. You know, we've kind of maxed out our ability to reconfigure and remodel, move stuff around here and there. And so we need to reduce the pressure on these aging buildings. We need to add some resiliency, add some capacity. What's the answer? The answer is Station 90. What is Station 90? Well, it's a modern headquarters fire station. We already have the land for it. It's located up by the Public Service Center. That's next to the Humane Society Town Courtyard and the Forest Service up there on Stevens Lane. So a great location. Great for many reasons, right? Quick response to downtown. We want to protect our cherished old buildings in downtown. It's close to critical infrastructure, Interstate 80. And then it's adjacent to a lot of these new developments, right? A lot of growth out there. Gray's Crossing, Old Greenwood, Pine Forest, Pioneer Commerce, Coburn's Crossing, Hennett's Flats. And then, of course, the rail yard. I'm expecting some big development there. We got a little mock-up here. So what are we thinking for Station 90? It's about 20,000 square feet. It'll have an admin side and an operations side. On the admin side, we want to get a boardroom, a training room, offices for administration and prevention. It's going to be much nicer for public access. You don't have to go up that long set of stairs there at Station 91. And then on the operations side, we're thinking a 3 wide by 2 deep drive-through apparatus bay, dorms for 4 to 5 firefighters, space to decontaminate PPE and equipment, and then of course a fitness room. We're working on it, currently seeking proposals from qualified design firms to any architects and engineers out there. Maybe we can start construction this time next year in 2028. And so we're talking about resilient infrastructure. We're talking about a facility you can count on when needed. A proud public facility, like the other agencies in the town. Tall Forest Hospital, CHB, TSD schools, TTSA, Sierra College. A lot of really nice public buildings around here, and I feel like the fire district's just falling behind. We need to step our game up. It's time for a modern headquarters fire station for our community and our first responders. We got a little mock-up here. This is what it might look like, but we are still working through some design stuff. And that's all I got. Thanks for your support.
Okay. Now we'll hear from the Truckee Sanitary District. TSD is a public agency responsible for collecting and transporting wastewater throughout the greater Truckee area. The district serves approximately 39 square miles across Nevada and Placer counties and maintains an extensive underground system of pipelines, pump stations, and other critical infrastructure that supports the community every day. Representing the TSD is General Manager Sana Slosher, a registered professional engineer with more than 16 years in experience in utility operations, engineering management, infrastructure planning, and public sector leadership. Please join me in welcoming Sana Slosher.
Good evening. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. I'm Sana Schlosser, General Manager of Truckee Sanitary District. And, she kind of stole some of my thunder. But we are proud to have been serving this community since 1906. And even though we've been here that long, there's a chance you may not really know much about what we do. So that's why I'm here tonight. We are a special district. We are governed by a board of 5 elected directors. And we have a team of 39 dedicated professionals, and some of those team members and board members are here tonight. So thank you for being here, and thank you for all that you do. And what do? We operate and maintain the wastewater collection system, the poop pipes, thank you, Liz, and make sure that wastewater gets safely from your home or business in the greater Truckee area to the regional treatment plant at TTSA. I'm glad we had that introduction. I always like to say we keep it in the pipes and we keep it flowing. So how do we do this? We have over 400 miles of pipe in the ground. We access that through over 4,400 manholes, and we have 44 lift stations. I can tell you a little more about that. Most of those pipes are gravity pipes. That means we use the benefits of gravity to move wastewater downhill. Well, as you can imagine in Truckee, sometimes it has to go uphill. So we do that through our lift stations. This is one of our lovely lift stations at Donner Lake. You've probably seen it. Now you know what it is. What those lift stations do is they pressurize that wastewater so we can pump it uphill and get it back into a gravity system. So there's a video here. I'm not going to talk too much about this because 5 minutes goes by really quick. But in addition to our admin staff and our customer service team, I'm going to talk about our operational things and how we keep our system healthy and keep it out of our environment. So we have 4 main operational groups. Our first group is that we have a visual inspection team. This team is responsible for using cameras on a specialized cable reel that they put into the pipe, and they take video and they take a look at the condition of our pipes. They can identify things like blockages, cracks. We can address those proactively. So if you ever see like a white van that says TSD on the side, that's probably what they're doing. We have a routine cleaning crew. Oh, I forgot to mention that with our visual inspections, we inspect all of our mainline pipes every 4 years. So we are checking those very regularly to make sure our system's healthy. We also have routine cleaning. You guys see the big Vector truck, the truck with the big snorkel. You guys have probably seen that. Our cleaning crew, they use specialized trucks that have water tanks, and they have a special hose that they go into the pipe with a nozzle that sprays high pressure water to scour the pipes and remove things like blockages or to just routinely clean. We clean all of our mainline pipes every 3 years. You can see there was a picture on the previous slide of a blocked lateral. This is what it looks like after we clean it with the Vector truck. It's all sparkling. So our third team is our construction and maintenance team. This team is responsible for maintaining our physical infrastructure, boxes, vaults, manholes. I think you guys have all seen manholes, and make sure that the pavement around that's all restored. We're coming into a very busy season for this team. And then our last operational group is our mechanical and electrical group. This group is responsible for maintaining our lift stations. There's a lot of stuff in those lift stations. We've got pumps, motors, generators, electrical equipment, all of our communications equipment, and they also make sure that our SCADA systems, which is how we communicate remotely with those pump stations, is working. So that the SCADA systems help us keep track of the health of our system. Okay, I got 1 minute left. So in addition to the important work that our teams do, you as our community also have an important role to play in keeping our system healthy. You can keep things other than toilet paper out of the wastewater system. These things can cause blockages, they can jam up equipment at TTSA if they make it that far, and ultimately they can cause spills. So it's really important to keep things like wipes and toilet paper and fog, which is fat oils and grease, out of our wastewater system. We have more information on our website. So just remember, wipes clog pipes. And with that, that is all I have. I will be here after if you have questions. Thank you.
All right, our next presentation comes from Nevada County. While the town of Truckee handles many local municipal responsibilities, Nevada County provides a broader range of county programs and support for the Truckee region and the Eastern County residents, including public health, human services, environmental health, veteran support, and library operations. Representing District 5 is Supervisor Hardy Bullock, who is currently serving his second term on the Nevada County Board of Supervisors. A lifelong Nevada County resident and former Truckee Tahoe Airport District Executive, Hardy has long been involved in regional planning, aviation, trails, and community efforts throughout the Truckee Tahoe area. Please join me in welcoming Supervisor Hardy Bullock.
Now I'm standing behind you and at the final end of your day. Thanks to the town, District 5 commissioners, town council, and Braun for putting all this on. Outstanding job. So I represent the 5th district in Nevada County, the premier portion of the county. Goes from Nevada state line north to Sierra County, south to Placer County, and all the way down to Rollins Reservoir and the lake down there at Scotts Flat. So we're going to talk really briefly tonight about some of the areas, some of the services, and some of our facilities here in East County. Next slide, please. Oh, wait, that's me. That's not me. There we go. So we have services that we provide here in East County based on California statute. So these are core services, things we call core services. You've heard that term before. They're not optional. They're not compensatory. They are mandatory. So some of these are located at our Levon Center next to the hospital. Health and Human Services, including social services, behavioral health, substance use disorder and treatment, public health, child support and protection. There's also adult protection services there for some of our senior community members. Probation, public defender, district attorney, Nevada County courts that our sheriff takes care of on that side. And then obviously we have our Nevada County Sheriff substation there. And we do have our new deputy patrol position. I'd like to thank Sheriff Moon for providing that. Huge benefit to our community. We've talked a lot about that, and I'm really happy about that. And then we have a regional jail, and what wasn't mentioned is prisoners from all over. If somebody's taken into custody in Plumas County, Sierra County, or by the Highway Patrol, or Fish and Game, or Forest Service, they all go to that facility there at our little jail. So one of our objectives that I've worked a lot on is our recreation objective. Who's familiar with Pines to Mines Trail? Quite a few, yeah. It's a multi-use trail going from Truckee to Nevada City, basically. It's 72 miles long. We're going to do a little scout flight with some of our funding partners. Really excited to see that happen coming up here. And then the Glenshire Truckee River Access Project is a multitude of projects grant funded to provide access, restrooms, parking facilities in some of our high impact recreation areas. One of the things I focused a lot on is trying to balance the impact of recreation with the activity from recreation, the economic development opportunities that our community has from recreation. It comes with a price, and managing that price is something that I have found very engaging for our community. Donner Summit Visitors Center, we'll talk a little bit more about some of our economic development up there, but right by the old Lake Van Orden Meadows, there will be a visitor center. It's been under planning phases for quite a while. We have some schematic designs, some pictures drawn, and working with our Donner Summit Area Association, hopefully get that built as well. Who's familiar with the library? That was a joke. I would like to call it, I think I saw April here with Friends of the Truckee Library. Right there, raise your hand. Friends of the Truckee Library, Friends of the Truckee Library are an amazing group of nonprofit partners who have made this possible. Currently in design development, targeted to kick off in 2027. And it's really a leveraging of multiple agencies, partnerships, and jurisdictions that come together to make something happen locally. I'm very proud of the project. I'm very proud of our staff contribution and the town staff contribution to bring that project to fruition. Our navigation center, I was there this morning. I'm there a couple days a week. I'd like to thank our Chief Danny Renfro and his commitment to serving that community. We're in our THAC meeting last night. Had a great meeting. It's been a lot of utilization. We have almost no vacancy. Most of the customers and the clients we serve are from Nevada County. A few are from Placer County, and a few are from outside the area. They're doing wraparound services, so that's people justice involved, food insecurity, people that need phones, people that need connection to our community are all served through this hub. I'm excited about this. This is our East County visioning process. I want to hear directly from you, from jurisdictions and citizens here in the eastern portion of the county. What do you want from Nevada County? What service provision do you want? And what facilities do you want built, constructed, reconstructed, or removed or added here in Eastern County? We want to hear from you and understand, what do you want us doing here in Eastern County? We need a new jail. We need new enhancements to our courthouse. We need to hear about that. So you're going to see some engagement occurring this summer. Very preliminary. There's no plans being drawn. It's just a big, huge community conversation. Looking forward to having that with you. Economic development on Donner Summit. The first retail cannabis permit will be issued on Donner Summit, Soda Springs area. And then we have a broadband grant to bring broadband and connection to the summit and the visitor center that we talked about earlier. Our budget is underway. We have about $467 million budget. We're heavily impacted by cuts at the state and federal level, particularly H.R. 1 on Medi-Cal, CalFresh benefits, and some of our health and human service programs. So we are working through that process to continue and have a continuation of services that are needed, those core services I talked about. But it's going to be tight times for a couple years while we respond to the state and federal budget crisis ourselves. I think that's it. I'm very honored to serve you, and thanks for having me.
And for our final presentation of the evening comes the Tahoe Forest Health System. The Tahoe Forest Health System serves a vast rural region covering 6 counties, 2 states, and approximately 3,500 square miles, providing healthcare services to communities throughout Truckee, North Tahoe, Donner Summit, Sierra Valley, and Incline Village. Representing Tahoe Forest tonight is Board Chair Michael McGarry, who has served on the board since 2020 and is currently serving as chair. Michael brings more than 20 years of experience in the healthcare industry with a background in developing innovative health programs and medical technologies. Please join me in welcoming Michael McGarry.
What a wonderful introduction. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone, for being here tonight and for sticking around to the final presentation here. Real quick, just a look at who we are, what's changing, where we're headed. The story of Tahoe Forest is one I love to tell. A little over 75 years ago, The community came together. Community and philanthropy. Those are two words that we hear all the time within Tahoe Forest. A little over 75 years ago, the community came together and said, we need care locally. We need it here. They formed the health district. Dick Joseph donated the land that the hospital sits on today in memory of his wife and son. It's a tragic story. Their deaths may have been avoided if they had care locally. They didn't. So he was moved by that, donated the land. Through the years, we've continued to grow. We launched the hospital in 1952 with 15 beds and 2 physicians. Today we have a few more beds and a few hundred more care professionals to meet the needs of the community. So we continue to grow, continue to expand to meet the needs of the community. In 96, we acquired the Lakeside Hospital. It's now Incline Village Community Hospital to extend our reach over to that side of the community. In 2007, Measure C passed 72% approval. I don't know if you guys pay attention to local politics, national politics, getting more than 50% people to agree to anything. Nearly impossible. 72%. The community said, continued to say, we want care, we want it here. Those funds went to major improvements, the emergency department, cancer center, women and newborn center. And in 2012, again, just an incredible example of community. The Gene Upsaw Cancer Center was launched. That was an initiative driven by the community and funded in large part by the community. Again, it exists through philanthropy, through community. If you travel around the country, it's rare that a town of our size has a world-class cancer center. Right? That's the community speaking. So where are we going when we look ahead? Through the years, we talk about care. We talk about, we get tons of feedback from our patients. State-leading quality scores, state-leading patient satisfaction scores. If you receive care at Tahoe Forest, we hear from you. Incredible care. What about the people we don't hear from? Right? That's our renewed focus. This year we launched our True North initiative seeking over 5,000 inputs from community and staff. One of the first challenges we had there was actually defining who's our community. Everyone lives here full time. That's an easy one. Part of our community. Everyone in this room, part of our community. What about the people that come up on the weekends? We care for them when they have a ski injury. Are they part of our community? What about our patients that are driving 50, 60, 70 miles to receive care? Are they part of the community? The people flying in from states far away, are they part of the community? The answer to that is yes, right? So we have an incredibly large community when we think about who we serve. To capture those voices, thank you. There's a few of the teams here today. Thank you. It was one of the biggest initiatives in the history of our health system. Community listening sessions, workforce listening sessions, digital engagement. Thank you to everyone here who maybe filled out a survey, who joined us in the community, shared your voices. And then most importantly, and really what brings us here tonight, community and partner outreach. I'm going to talk about partnerships towards the end of the chat here. Bilingual outreach, event-based engagement, and regional outreach, right? So not just the local community, but really looking at the further reaches of our community and how we better serve you. So what are we seeing? As Hardy talked about, the factors that affect what we do aren't just local, right? We're affected by state and national forces as well. But locally, what we're seeing, demand for care is increasing with population. That's not only the population, the numbers growing, more people. 1 minute, you're kidding. It's an aging population, and people don't age here the way they do in other places. Right? They raised the age of a free ski pass from 70 to 80 because they were giving away too many ski passes. This isn't end-of-life care. This is get me back on my mountain bike care, right? So we're meeting the needs as the community shifts. Access. Access is becoming more and more challenging, and then expectations for convenience and experience are rising. Everywhere we're seeing consolidation of health systems. The bigger systems are getting bigger. We've been fiercely independent for 75 years. Kaiser's now in our backyard, right? So we're seeing a lot of consolidation, rising cost of care. I don't have to tell anyone about that. And the workforce shortages. As the needs for care are growing, we're seeing fewer and fewer people enter the medical profession. So what we're hearing from the community, care close to home. People want to be, I can drive down the hill to Reno, but I want care here, right? I want local care, timely care, and of course, affordable care. Help navigating care. It's hard enough to manage your own health. Don't make it harder on me, right? Help me find my doctors, help me navigate the system. Virtual care, let's meet people where they are, right? Virtual care and other technologies, mobile services, scheduling services, etc. Where we're focused, if I didn't mention access, again, access. That's the number one thing we're hearing, right? And the number one focus for us. Care closer to home, something personally passionate to me, prevention and early detection and whole person health, right? Not just there for injury and illness, but there for you every day. How are we supporting the health of the community? So what does this mean? Again, more care locally, better alignment with community, improved access, if I didn't mention access already. And then, of course, affordability is a top priority for us as well. Ongoing work. Healthcare does take time. I apologize. So when we think about these aren't 12-month initiatives. These are 5-year, 10-year initiatives for us. Continue to listening. Our True North initiative, that was not a one and done, right? It's a way we work. Continuing to listen to you, hearing what you need. Partnerships are critical. We're not going to ask anyone to do a colonoscopy, right? We got that. We got injury, illness, sick care. What about adolescent mental health, though? We can't do that alone, right? How do we work with the school system? When it comes to addiction, substance misuse, we can't do that alone. How do we work with police, right? To have empathy and care for those in our community. And I think that's it. Thank you so much. Stay up for as we do questions.
Thank you all again for being here tonight. We've heard some great information and truly appreciate all the agency representatives for joining us and sharing their work with the community. If you have any remaining questions, we welcome you to connect with the agencies present. We would also like to say a big thank you to the Truckee Library for the raffle contributions. And as we close out our first ever state community address, we encourage you to visit the representatives tabling at the back of the room from the Nevada County and Town of Truckee offices of emergency services, as well as Connecting Point to 211. They are available to answer any of your questions and help community members sign up for the new Nevada County Alerts emergency notification. Before you head out, you'll also see a QR code on the screen for a very short event survey. We really appreciate you taking this moment to share your feedback to help us plan and improve future community events. Thank you.